Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We will start our fifth lecture of Plasma Physics 2, course code PHYS 4131. We start our fifth lecture with the topic Steady State Solutions. In many experiments, a plasma is maintained in a steady state by continuous ionization or injection of plasma to offset the losses. To calculate the density profile in this case, we must add a source term to the equation of continuity, partial n over partial t minus d alpha del square n is equal to q of r. The sign is chosen so that when capital Q is positive, it represents our source and contributes to positive partial n over partial t. In steady state, we set partial n over partial t is equal to 0 and are left with a Poisson type equation for n of r, which is given by del square n is equal to minus 1 over d q of r for constant ionization function. Q is equal to Zn. Using this value, we get del square n is equal to minus Zn over capital D. The solution is cosine or Bessel function. बहुत सारी वीकली आयनाइज्ड गैसेस के अंदर आयोनाइजेशन को हम एनर्जेटिक इलेक्ट्रॉन्स यूज़ करके प्रोड्यूस करवाते हैं। तो फिर इस केस में हमारे पास जो सोर्स टर्म होती है उसे हम कैपिटल Q से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, जो कि प्रोपोर्शनल होती है इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी n के। अगर हम Q को Zn के बराबर पुट कर दें तो फिर हमारे पास Z एक फंक्शन आएगा जिसे हम आयोनाइजेशन फंक्शन कहते हैं। वहाँ से हमारे पास इक्वेशन आ जाएगी del square n is equal to minus Z over dn. This is the same equation as we wrote for capital S. हमें पता है कि डिकेइंग प्लाज्मा के अंदर भी हम डेंसिटी प्रोफाइल यूज़ कर रहे थे। हमारे पास डेंसिटी प्रोफाइल थी जो कि बराबर होती है कोसाइन या बेसल फंक्शन के। हमारे पास इस केस में डेंसिटी कांस्टेंट रहती है। The plasma is maintained against diffusion losses by whatever heat source keeps the electron temperature as its constant value and by a small influx of neutral atoms to replenish those that are ionized. If we have plain source, then we can write Q of r is equal to Q naught del of 0. Then the steady state diffusion equation can be written as d square n over dx square is equal to minus Q naught over d del of 0, except at x is equal to 0 the density must satisfy partial square n over partial x square is equal to 0. Then the solution will be n is equal to n naught into 1 minus x mod over L. The plasma has a linear profile as can be seen in the diagram. The discontinuity in slope at the source is characteristic of delta function sources. The triangular density profile resulting from a plane source under diffusion is shown here in diagram. Further, if we have line source, then what will happen? Let's consider a cylindrical plasma with a source located on the axis. Such a source can be a beam of energetic electrons producing ionization along the axis, except r is equal to 0, density must satisfy the equation 1 over r partial r into r partial n over partial r is equal to 0. The solution that vanishes at r is equal to a is n is equal to n naught natural log a over r. The logarithmic density profile resulting from a line source under diffusion is given here in diagram. We can see here that the density becomes infinite at r is equal to 0. It is not possible to determine the density near the axis accurately without considering the finite width of the source. Our next topic is recombination. जब आयन और इलेक्ट्रॉन आपस में कोलाइड करते हैं, ख़ास तौर पे लो रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी पे, तो हमारे पास फाइनाइट प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन और आयन रिकम्बाइन हो जाएं इन अ न्यूट्रल एटम। मोमेंटम को कंजर्व रहने के लिए थर्ड बॉडी का प्रेजेंट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। यहाँ पे अ थर्ड बॉडी मस्ट बी प्रेजेंट टू कंजर्व मोमेंटम। If we assume this third body is an emitted photon, then the process is called radiative recombination. But if it is a particle, then the process is called three-body recombination. The loss of plasma by recombination can be represented by a negative source term in the equation of continuity. This term will be proportional to Ni equal to n square. अगर हमारे पास डिफ्यूजन टर्म एब्सेंट हो तो फिर इक्वेशन ऑफ कंटिन्यूटी को हम लिख सकते हैं एज पार्शल n ओवर पार्शल t इज इक्वल टू माइनस अल्फ़ा n स्क्वेयर. The continuity equation without diffusion is partial n over partial t. Partial n over partial t is equal to minus alpha n square, where the constant of proportionality alpha is called the recombination coefficient and it has units of meter cube per second. This equation is a nonlinear equation for n, which means that the straightforward method for satisfying initial and boundary conditions by linear superposition of solutions is not available. Since this equation is a simple nonlinear equation, therefore we can write its solution as 1 over n into RT is equal to 1 over n naught into r plus alpha t. Density decay curves of a weakly ionized plasma under recombination and diffusion are shown here. On x-axis we have time and on y-axis we have density. Further we can here we know that n of r is the initial density distribution. It is easily verified that this satisfied the equation. After the density has fallen far below its initial value, it decays exponentially. It decays reciprocally with time, as can be seen in the diagram, and proportional to 1 over alpha t here. This is a fundamentally different behavior from the case of diffusion, in which the time variation is exponential. This figure shows the results of measurements of the density decay in the afterglow of a weakly ionized H plasma, when the density is high, recombination, which is proportional to n square, is dominant and the density decays reciprocally. After the density has reached a low value, diffusion becomes dominant and the decay is exponential here. Our next topic is diffusion across a magnetic field. The rate of plasma loss by diffusion can be decreased by a magnetic field. This is the problem of confinement in controlled fusion research. Here we will consider a weakly ionized plasma in a magnetic field. Since we know that charged particles will move along magnetic field by diffusion and mobility. Since B does not affect motion in the parallel direction as we already studied, then for each species we can write the expression gamma z is equal to plus minus mu n E z minus d partial n over partial z. A charged particle in a magnetic field will gyrate about the same line of force until it makes a collision, can be seen in the diagram here. फर्दर अगर हमारे पास कोई कोलिजन्स ना हो तो पार्टिकल डिफ्यूज भी नहीं करेंगे at all in the perpendicular direction. Instead, they would continue to gyrate about the same line of force. There are of course particle drifts across magnetic field B because of electric fields or gradients in B, but these can be arranged to be parallel to the walls. हम कह सकते हैं कि पार्टिकल में ड्रिफ्ट होगी अक्रॉस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड और ग्रेडियंट ऑफ बी की वजह से। जब कोलिजन्स प्रेजेंट होंगे तो फिर पार्टिकल माइग्रेट करेंगे अक्रॉस द डायरेक्शन ऑफ बी अलोंग द ग्रेडियंट्स और डिफ्यूजन अकर करेगी अक्रॉस बी जो कि स्लो डाउन हो जाएगी लार्मर रेडियस को डिक्रीज़ करने की वजह से, और ऐसा करने की वजह से हमारे पास बी की वैल्यू जो है वो इंक्रीज़ कर जाएगी। हम डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं पार्टिकल ड्रिफ्ट्स इन अ सिलेंड्रिकली सिमेट्रिक प्लाज्मा कॉलम डू नॉट लीड टू लॉसेस। Also, the diffusion of gyrating particles by collisions with neutral atoms is given in the diagram here. ऐसा किस तरह होता है, इसको देखने के लिए हम फ्लूइड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन लिखेंगे फॉर आइदर स्पीशीज and taking its perpendicular component we can write the equation as mn dv perpendicular over dt which is equal to plus minus en into e plus v perpendicular cross b minus kt delta n minus mn v nu v which is equal to 0. If we write the x and y components, then we have two expressions. We will simplify these two expressions using the definitions of mobility mu and the diffusion d. We have Vx is equal to plus minus mu Ex minus d over n over partial x plus minus omega c over nu Vy and similarly Vy is equal to plus minus mu Ey minus d over n partial n over partial y minus plus omega c over nu Vx. Since we know that tau is equal to V minus 1, then we have Vx and Vy component. Combining these two components, we get the perpendicular velocity component V perpendicular, which is equal to plus minus mu perpendicular electric field E minus d perpendicular delta n over n plus Ve plus Vd over 1 plus V square over omega c square, where mu perpendicular is equal to mu over 1 plus omega c square tau square and d perpendicular is equal to d over 1 plus omega c square tau square. From here we can write Vex is equal to Ey over b, or Vdx is equal to minus plus kt over Eb 1 over n partial n over partial y, and the y component can be written as Vey is equal to Ex over b and Vdy is equal to plus minus kt over Eb 1 over n over partial x. जब हमारे पास ओमेगा सी स्क्वेयर tau स्क्वेयर की वैल्यू वेरी ग्रेटर देन 1 हो, तो फिर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड सिग्निफिकेंटली रिटार्ड करती है रेट ऑफ डिफ्यूजन को अक्रॉस द बी. तो फिर हम लिख सकते हैं ओमेगा सी tau इज इक्वल टू क्यू मॉड बी ओवर एम पार्शल एम ओवर वी, जो कि अप्रॉक्सीमेटली इक्वल होता है पार्शल एम ओवर आर एल के, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं tau बराबर होता है लैम्डा एम ओवर वी, और लार्मर रेडियस बराबर होता है क्यू मॉड बी ओवर एम वी परपेंडिकुलर के. इन तमाम वैल्यूज़ को यूज़ करने से हमारे पास डी परपेंडिकुलर की वैल्यू आती है, जो कि बराबर होगी डी ओवर ओमेगा सी स्क्वायर tau स्क्वायर के. और इसको अगर फर्दर हम लिखना चाहें तो लिख सकते हैं के टी ओवर एम वी 1 over omega c square tau square. Further putting the value of tau, we get kt v over m omega square. Disregarding numerical factors of order of unity, we can write the above equation as d is equal to kt over mv, which is approximately equal to the thermal velocity square tau Vth square tau, which is approximately equal to lambda m square over tau. This form the square of a length over a time shows that diffusion is a random walk process with a step length lambda m. This equation can be written as d perpendicular is equal to kt v over m omega c square, which is approximately equal to Vth square RL square over Vth square V, approximately equal to RL square over tau. This shows that perpendicular diffusion is a random walk process with the step length RL rather than lambda m, because the diffusion and mobility coefficients are anisotropic in the presence of a magnetic field. Then the problem of m bipolar diffusion is not as straightforward as in the b is equal to 0 case. Our next topic is m bipolar diffusion across B. Since the diffusion and mobility coefficients are anisotropic in the presence of a magnetic field, the problem of M bipolar diffusion is not as straightforward as in the case for B is equal to 0. Parallel and perpendicular particle fluxes in a magnetic field are shown here in diagram. We consider the particle fluxes perpendicular to magnetic field B. Since gamma E perpendicular is smaller than gamma I perpendicular, a transverse electric field would be set up so as to aid electron diffusion and retard ion diffusion. However, this electric field can be short-circuited by an imbalance of the fluxes along the direction of magnetic field B. That is, the negative charge resulting from gamma E perpendicular will be less than gamma I perpendicular, can be dissipated by electrons escaping along the field lines. Although the total diffusion must be M bipolar, the perpendicular part of the losses need not be M bipolar. The ions can diffuse out primarily radially, while the electrons diffuse out primarily along magnetic field B. Whether or not this in fact happens depends on the particular experiment. In short, plasma columns with the field lines terminating on conducting plates, one would expect the M bipolar electric field to be short-circuited out. Each species then diffuses radially at a different rate. In long, thin plasma columns terminated by insulating plates, one would expect the radial diffusion to be M bipolar because escape along B is arduous. We will summarize our fifth lecture. The summary of fifth lecture is: first we study the steady state solutions. In many experiments we need to have the steady state. For this we will need continuous ionization so that plasma remains in the steady state condition. Further, we studied the recombination. When ions and electrons collide, then recombination occurs, but to conserve momentum, we need a third body. Next, we studied the diffusion across a magnetic field. We derived the expression for the diffusion in the presence of magnetic field. We also studied the M bipolar diffusion across the magnetic field. That's the end of our first part of chapter 2, where we study the diffusion and mobility for the weakly ionized gases. In the next part of our chapter 2, we will consider the fully ionized plasma. That's the end of our lecture number 5.